You can quilt till you wilt this summer.
Allison McAleer and Marcia Malloy join us, and they're from the Holyoke Creative Arts Center, and they're going to show us how easy quilting can be. Now, Marcia, you are an instructor, and Allison, you are a newbie quilter,
Yes.
right? A new student. So let's talk first about your experience as a new quilter.
Sure, I just started back in April at the Holyoke Creative Arts Center. I knew I wanted to do something creative, and I thought quilting would be really fun. And Marcia has been a fantastic instructor so far.
And I know that she does have a lot of fans because we have this
Quilting.
gorgeous quilt right here that your students gave you. Is that right?
Right.
Tell us about this over here because it's just so cute.
This was a surprise about a month and a half ago, and two students, Sue Keegan and Renee Still, put that together. They had been planning it and working on it since last November, and they gave it to me then for the classroom. So I thought it was awesome.
Oh, so you're the quilt diva.
I'm the quilt diva. I guess I am, yes.
That is so cute.
What are the benefits of quilting? Not only, I mean, do you make these absolutely amazing pieces, but what do you love about it? What do you find in it that you take away?
It's really meditative for me. It's also a wonderful community building experience, meeting pros like Marcia, women who have been doing this for a number of years, and newbies like myself. So it's a wonderful community activity.
And all that happens at the Holyoke Creative Arts Center, and they just moved recently, and you can check them out online. So many different classes.
Yes.
About almost anything you can do at the Holyoke Creative Arts Center. But
Yeah, it's very cool.
you're going to teach us today how to make...
I'm going to do a 4-patch. It's a very simple, basic quilting block.
Good.
And so what you want to start with is you're going to cut some 2.5-inch squares, which I have here. And there are several ways you can arrange them. Allison has the traditional method, which is a light and a dark. I put a few here together. You can also go with colors as well as just plain mixing them up. They all don't necessarily have to match each other. So,
Right. You could use any fabric you love, old t-shirts, anything works.
well, if you use t-shirts or knit fabrics, you need to kind of treat them differently because they stretch. So it's the best is to use 100% cotton. That works the best and it's the most stable, and you know what to expect.
Okay, perfect.
So once you've done that, once you have your squares cut, then you're going to take a ruler and you're going to use a mechanical pencil, nice sharp edge. You're going to measure in from the edge of the fabric, match it to 1/4 inch on the ruler, and you're going to draw lines on all 4 sides and do this on all your pieces.
So we'll show that, how that is. All lines there.
Now, are those your sewing lines?
Those are my sewing lines,
Okay.
yes. Yes.
Very easy,
So
okay.
that makes it real easy so you don't have to try to guess about what you're doing. It's already there for you.
Okay.
So I set up little kits for everyone.
Thank you.
So you're very welcome. This is
Wow.
for Seth. I chose your Mass Appeal colors. You have
All
2
right.
pins and a needle. It's
And
all
little
threaded.
fish. That's cute.
Yeah, and then I have one for Ashley. There you go. And I have,
Ooh.
you're going to hold that for me. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to take a square and take another square, and I drew the lines on the backs for you.
Thank you.
So you want to turn the side up that has lines, so you may have one that doesn't have, the darker lines didn't show. So flip it till you find the side with lines.
Okay, got it.
Then I gave you each 2 pins.
Okay.
I'm a pinner because it moves around if I don't, and you're going to pin where the 2 lines cross each other in the corners.
Okay.
Match the edges up even as you can.
So, like this, right here. Okay. Wow. Well, you're very fast. You must have done this before, Marcia.
Oh, once or twice.
And you're saying this is maybe the most novice thing that people can do in stitching,
This is very
right?
simple, and if you don't want to pin, you don't have to pin. For me, it just helps me line them up. I tried doing one last night, and one end ended in a different place than the other, so I said I've got to keep pinning. So once you've got it pinned, then I think I've threaded up and knotted all your needles for you.
I think you did.
That's the
there's my
hardest part
needle.
for me.
Pardon me?
That's always the hardest part
part
for
for
me,
me?
threading the needle.
Well,
And then we start stitching?
and then you're going to start stitching. This is a running stitch. I'm going to take the first pin out.
Okay.
I'm going to put the needle in where the 2 pieces cross.
Yep.
And then instead of sewing 1 stitch at a time, if you use your left hand to manipulate the fabric, you can
now
load a
we're
bunch
working.
of stitches on the needle. This is called a running stitch.
I got it. Hey, I want to make sure
Isn't
that we
that-
show off Allison's quilt right here. Allison, this is your
That's my very first quilt.
It is
looks great.
beautiful. What would you say about Allison, Marcia? Natural born quilter?
She's awesome. It's awesome. And I'm so glad to see someone younger coming in because, and I think that the crafts are getting sort of a renovation and people are getting interested again, so I'm really excited to see
That's
that.
wonderful. Well, unfortunately, we're out of time. We're going to keep
Okay.
on quilting.
That
Yes.
being said,